Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. Got belly fat? In this podcast, I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly what steps you need to take to lose that big old ass stomach. And the reason why I want to talk about this topic is because this is by far one of the most asked questions that men and women slide into my DMs ask me. Hey coach, man, how I get rid of this beer belly? Hey coach, man, I got the muffin top. How I get rid of the sides? Coach, I got the fupa. How I get rid of fupa? Coach, what I need to do? I did the restrictive diet. I'm working out every day. I feel like I'm doing everything, but this stomach ain't going nowhere. And so I want to go ahead and put that to rest. I'm about to give y'all some tactical advice, some action steps that you can take from this podcast to start seeing results in as little as today. Yeah, today. All right. Now, a couple of things that I normally hear from people whenever they reach out to me. They're like, hey, coach, man, I just need a strict diet to be on. Man, I've done the chicken and broccoli diet, but man, I just need something that's strict, but I don't know what I need to do because I can't sustain certain things, but at the same time, I know I need something strict, coach. And this is one of the problems. This is one of the problems, y'all, because what happens is people do these chicken and broccoli diets. They do the no meat diet. They do the no carb diets. And I've been there. I've tried these things. And yeah, you can see results initially. Like I saw results when I gave up carbs. But you want me to tell you what I also started noticing? When I would do my workouts after about the third or fourth day, I was tired. I didn't have the energy like I did beforehand. I'm like, man, first couple of days I feel great. But now, boy, it's hard as hell pushing this weight. What's going on with me? Is it me? Because this is what I see in the magazine and everybody on YouTube University saying I need to do. And so I'm like, all right, I don't know what's going on, but this ain't gonna cut it because I'm about to inhale some food. I'm so damn hungry. And so this happens because your diet is imbalanced. If you notice that you're hungry, you're tired, you're feeling irritable, you're what do they call it? Hangry. When you're hungry and angry at the same time, your spouse or your partner like, hey, why you so mad? You're like, shit, I don't know. You gonna cook me some food though? I need some food in my system. That's why your ass mad, because you ain't eating enough food. And so this is why I always tell people, you don't have to do restrictive diets. What you need more of is what I like to call a flexible fat loss nutrition regimen. Flexible. Because if you like me, I like to eat my tacos. I like to eat my steak. I like to eat French fries, pizza. And I'm not saying I'm eating these foods all the time, guys. It's just sometimes I have structure and boundaries on when I eat these foods. But the flexibility comes in that where you're able to enjoy yourself. Because whether all these trains, there's a lot of trains out here, they'll say, you gotta eat chicken all the time. You gotta eat vegetables all the time. You don't have to do that all the time, man. You can still live and enjoy yourself while losing weight. The flexibility comes in at understanding what foods you enjoy eating, right? And you can have those foods in your nutrition regimen, but you have to have structure around how much you're eating. Most people, they might be doing these things. They know what foods they like to eat, but they don't know how much they need to eat. They don't know their calorie intake. They don't know their daily protein intake. And when they lack understanding these things, this is what causes them to gain even more weight. It's the reason why people who are vegan and vegetarians, they still be struggling with losing weight. They still be struggling with losing that big old ass stomach because they're not eating the proper amount. They don't really know how many calories they need to eat, how much protein they need to eat. But once you nail down this part of it, you can eat the foods you enjoy eating and still lean out. All right? So that's number one. That's the first thing, guys. That's the first thing. Stop trying to rely on all these restrictive diets and find something that's more balanced, yet gives you the flexibility to be able to eat the foods you enjoy. And once you do this, man, it's gonna feel like a cheat code. Once I figured this out, I felt like I was like in the Matrix. I'm like, man, I know something that a whole lot of other people don't know. It's like a skill. Do you ever feel like you have a skill that other people just don't know? But you like, man, I feel like I got an advantage, an upper hand over everybody else. That's how I started feeling. And so once you get this down pat, your friends gonna be like, hey man, what's the secret? How you able to eat foods like this but still have abs? How you able to eat foods like this but still look so good? What you doing that I'm not doing? All right? What I'm not saying is your ass could be out here drinking Simply lemonade, sweet teas all day. No, that's big ass stomach behavior. Yeah, that's big ass stomach behavior. We can't be doing that all the time. All right? So that's number one. Number two, you're working out, but you gotta stop working out and you gotta start training. What I mean by that is, I see a lot of men and women say, hey coach, man, I be going to the gym. Man, and then I ask them, how many days a week you go to the gym? Man, sometimes I go like 3, then other times I go like 1 or 2, but I'm not always consistent though. Like, what exercise you doing when you go? Well, I'll hoop with the boys, then I'll do some bench press, some curls, a couple of abs, then I'll be up out of there. I'm like, that's what you call working out. See, when you work out, this is when I went through a stage in my life where, I'm out here in Atlanta. And I used to go to the bars and the clubs with the boys all the time, back when I used to club a lot. And one of my biggest frustrations used to be, and one of my biggest concerns used to be, my clothes didn't always fit the way I wanted them to fit. Some weeks I look good in my shirts, then other weeks I look a little like fluffy a little bit, like I wasn't as hard and solid and dense and defined. I'm like, all right, what's going on here? But knowing what I know now, I was just working out. I wasn't training. See, training is when you switch from just going to the gym to having structure when you hit the gym. When you go to the gym, you know exactly what exercise you go do. You know exactly how many reps, how many sets, how much rest time you go have. When you doing your cardio, what do you go do based on your fitness level? How much time are you gonna do? How you go increase the intensity based on where you are right now in your fitness journey? You see what I'm saying? When you have this is what we call training. Because when you train, now you can actually start seeing progression week to week. If you're just working out, there's gonna be a lot of inconsistency because there's no structure in what you're doing. All right, guys? Once you nail down this part of it, this is how you build muscle. If you wanna look good in your clothes and when you take your clothes off. Yeah, some of y'all out here, y'all dating, some of y'all in relationships, and you be scared to take your damn clothes off. Yeah, you shouldn't have to live life like that. So you gotta make sure that you hitting the weights. You can't just be doing cardio all the time. You gotta have a training routine mixed with a little bit of cardio, but also hitting the weights. Hitting heavy weights don't make you bulky, guys. That's gonna be a whole nother podcast. Hitting the weights do not make you bulky. What makes you bulky is lifting weights, but having poor nutrition habits. Lifting weights, even doing cardio, but have poor nutrition habits, not having the structure around your calorie and protein intake. All right. And so once you get these two things, this is how you look good in your clothes and you're looking good naked when you're pulling that shirt off. Every time you're making this podcast, we got spring and summertime coming up. Some folks starting to get anxiety. They're like, boy, I ain't ready yet. Goddamn, I should have started like 3-4 months ago. Well, this your chance. You need to start having a training routine, start hitting that gym, start eating properly, because that's the main thing. The nutrition is what's going to help you drop that body fat. You got big old ass stomach, start getting on your nutrition, because that's the fastest path to losing that stomach. It's not the cardio, and it's not training in the gym for 2-3 hours a day. All right? So, number 3, the last thing, you got to stop just existing, and you got to start living with purpose, guys. I see so many people out here who are dealing with like mental health challenges, depression, lacking fulfillment, lacking like a purpose in what they're doing. They just feel like they're just going day to day. And it doesn't have to be that way. A lot of people, they think they have to find purpose with having a kid, or they have to find purpose with with having a certain type of job or a career, but you can have purpose in building yourself up. You can have purpose with getting healthier, getting in shape, using yourself as like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like you're building a bear. Y'all ever see those little bears, those little toys? Build a bear. You are the bear. You building yourself up, man. All right? And through that process of building yourself up, I always tell people this. Fitness and working out and nutrition is not just vanity and looking good. It's also you becoming a better version of yourself. Because when you feel better, you live better. When you look good, you feel good. I know when you wake up in the morning and you got that big old ass stomach, you got man boobs, man, you ain't gonna feel proud of yourself. But imagine if you lost that big old ass stomach. Imagine if you had a nice firm chest. Your girl coming to the bathroom, she put her arms and hands around you, put her hands on your chest, and you're not getting triggered because you're like, yeah, baby, yeah. You like that, huh? You like the feeling of that, huh? Yeah. Uh-huh. That's what I want for y'all. I want you to feel like you that guy. And then for all my ladies, cause I know some ladies go listen to my podcast too. I want you to be able to feel like when you walking and getting out the bed and going to the bathroom and your man looking at you, he got something nice to look at. You ain't even got to turn around. You already know he ready for seconds. He ready for the next round. He like, yeah, baby, you been doing your thing. That's what you want. You don't want to have no flat butt. You want to have a nice butt, and this comes with hitting the weights. You don't want to have no fupa, no big old ass stomach to where you feel like you gotta wear a big t-shirt all the time. You gotta wear a sweater. You gotta cover up all the time. No. You want to feel proud about yourself because life is going to be challenging, guys. That's just the truth of the matter. We're going to have challenges and adversities that come up throughout life. But one thing that's going to always make it go a little bit better is knowing that we're taking care of ourselves. Because if we're not taking care of ourselves, what tends to happen? It makes life a little bit tougher. I'm like, damn. Man, I gotta take this high blood pressure medication. I already got all this other stuff going on in life. You know, my kid's sick, my husband always at work, my girl always at work, and man, I got sleep apnea. I got type 2 diabetic medication I gotta take care of. You know, I deal with all that, man. It just makes it so much worse. And so the whole purpose is chase the purpose of becoming a better version of yourself. It'll make life a lot easier for you, all right? And so these are the 3 things you want to do to get rid of that big ass stomach, all right? The first thing, you want to stop doing the strict diets and start doing flexible nutrition, all right? So understand your calorie intake, your protein intake. That way you can start really eating the foods that you enjoy eating within reason. Now, I'm not saying you need to be drinking sweet tea and sodas all the time, but you can do it from time to time. I do it, still got abs, all right? Then the second thing, stop just working out and get a training routine. If you don't have a plan, you are planning to fail. And so you got to have a game plan, guys. And then the last thing, stop just going through life because we only live this life one time. You got one chance. And my hopes is that the people who listen to me, at the end of your days, you can say to yourself, man, I gave it everything I had. I put myself in the best position possible to impact the people that I love and care about. With the way I look, with my actions, my behaviors, and I showed up for myself. You see what I'm saying? I love me some me. I love the fact that through my actions, it inspires my kids, my family, the people that love and care about me, my community. You see what I'm saying? Hey, people be like, man, why celebrities don't never come back? Well, shit, they don't have to come back. What about you? You here, you in the community, and if you are a living representation of being healthy, fit, and successful, that's gonna trickle down into the community because people gonna be like, man, that little boy or that little girl, they be like, oh, look how they look, mama, they look real fit. Man, I wanna have muscles like that. Mama, I wanna look like him. They don't have to look at Superman. They don't always have to look at pro athletes in sports. They see superstars right in their community. You see what I'm saying? That's what we doing over here, baby. All right? So with that said, that's the end of this podcast. I hope y'all found it helpful. If you did find it helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave me a review. and share the podcast with somebody if you found it helpful. We out. Let's go.